All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Under Pressure Hoops. I'm Paul.
Dre.
I'm Tamir.
And today's the day after the women's tournament. We had the Elite Eight yesterday, I believe. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a good day for women's basketball. We had USC versus UConn, and then obviously we had Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, which was LSU versus Iowa. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't rocking with any of those teams for real because I wanted Texas to win, but they lost in the Sweet 16. But outside of that, my pick was LSU to beat Iowa, just because I felt like they had a better team. I was disappointed, and I also had USC beating UConn, and I was disappointed again. But yeah, both my teams lost, and I thought it was great for basketball though. Like it was really good basketball. Like the women's game, I feel like comparison to men's, like right now they running it when it comes to college basketball. Like in terms of the skill and everything, because a lot of times with college men's basketball, you see a lot of athletes. But then at the same time, it's like the skill isn't always there. Some people, you get to the college level, and then being an athlete takes them so far. It's like sometimes they don't have, like in terms of watching it, in terms of the skill level, is a little bit different than the women's. Because the women's is like, they're not relying too much on athleticism. The game is a lot more pure to me. That's how I look at it. But what you thought about the women's game?
Man, that LSU and Iowa game was crazy.
That shit was wild as hell.
Honestly, I just like you said, LSU was the better team, and like how I said in the other podcast, Iowa knows how to maneuver what they have.
Yeah,
they know how to work with what they got, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, they should have took Haley Van Lith off of her, and they should have put Flaugier, because that was insane. Like she was getting cooked. Yeah. She got a 40. Like she got every piece of that 40.
Every piece of
that 40.
Bro,
and
Clark
then
was just,
she was cooked. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, she's really like that shit was giving me PTSD. Like watching Caitlin Clark gave me PTSD from 2016 Steph. Bro, because it's like, bro, she would just put even in 2K, bro. Like it used to really, like I used to feel that shit in my soul. I was watching it every time LSU would make a run, Caitlin come bomb that shit. I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah, she was wilding, and she was moving the ball too. She had 12 assists as well.
Yeah, like how you 40 and 12 and I think 7.
Yeah,
like, that's insane.
But honestly, the reason why I also think LSU lost is because they was missing off their defensive rebounds.
Yeah,
defensive rebounds,
offensive rebounds. So
my God,
they had a lot of second chance opportunities.
A lot of second chances,
and of course Angel Reese got hurt, so that kind of messed it up. But they were dominating after they made that first run to take back the lead, and I was like, this is gonna be the way it is. Like they could just ride this the whole game. They figured it out after the zone. The zone kind of messed them up a little bit, but then they ended up figuring it out. Yeah. And I was like, okay, they could take the lead again, but you know.
Yeah, LSU definitely had a lot of second chances, and their free throws was terrible.
Angel Reese,
but she was
she was hurt though, bro. Like she
was, she wasn't following through.
Yeah.
And then another thing, LSU figured out how to stop Caitlin way too late.
Exactly. They put Flaugier on her in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, that's when they started switching off the screens and like making sure like she's not open at
that defense. I guess they were just banking on her missing, but you can't bank on great plays missing. You got to double her, make somebody else beat you.
Yeah, that's true.
It is what it is. You would just.
I did not watch the game at all. I did not watch the game, but I did enjoy it a lot. I enjoyed the highlights. I saw the highlights. I didn't watch the game, I'll be honest. I'm not going to say handicap. I ain't watched the game. Boy, I saw Caitlin Clark's highlights. Holy fuck. I ain't never seen a woman move like that.
I'm fucking crying.
That was great. I mean, just from the highlights. I didn't watch the game, but just from the highlights. Whoever that girl was guarding her, barbecue chicken alert.
Yo, listen.
Getting cooked.
Well, here's I don't know if it's really a hot take, but I
one thing before you get to that.
Yeah.
I will say that I think this is really good for WNBA, for women's basketball. Because
I think the WNBA is going to start getting some viewership once these college players that have all these rivalries. Once she gets there,
I think it's really great for them because now they're getting more people are watching. Yeah. We're talking about it, and I think that's great. I just want to say that.
I think it's fine. Caitlin go to the league.
People going to watch.
Angel Reese go to the league. That rivalry is going to be there for years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's still going to be a thing. And then I'm not going to lie, hot take for me, I think Juju's going to end up. Caitlin Clark just ended up being the all-time leading scorer.
Yeah.
Juju
was second.
Well, Juju, she's the youngest freshman. She has the most points as a freshman. So
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Call me a casual. I have no idea who Juju is, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Casual. I don't know.
But if she play all 4 years, I think she's gonna break Caitlin's record. Like to me, the purest hooper out of all of them is Juju. Like Juju, dead ass. Like bro, if you watch her highlights, bro, insane, bro. I was like, yo, she is ill, bro. Like I've seen her games before, but it's like her game is so fluid. It's insane.
But I don't think she's gonna stay the all 4 years. I say another year.
What's the rule? Because it's not, you can't one and done as women's.
Nah,
I don't know if it's 3 or 4 years that you have to stay.
Nah, I'm not too sure.
But
niggas on Twitter want to fuck Caitlin Clark.
We're not even gonna talk. That shit is wild, bro.
Yo, what does she look like? Fucking
let's
Rick Owens. That was crazy, bro.
Let's not get into that, bro. Come on, it was a good day for women's, bro.
No.
It was a good day for women's.
It was a great day. I'm just saying, I was on Twitter and I saw the tweet. They said she looked like Rick Owens.
Oh,
I was like, damn.
Yeah, Twitter will do it for you because Twitter is a very toxic place. But I liked
that shit was funny though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yo, you're immature. I like what I saw from the women's. Though. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But next year though, I'm still jacking Texas.
I do regret not watching that game. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just judging off the highlights, it looked like it was a great game.
It was a great game.
So yeah,
2025, Texas taking it. Watch,
so?
Hell yeah, they gonna take that shit. They should have took it this year, honestly, if they didn't have all them injuries. But they gonna be all right. But now that that's over with, we got a reaction video. He got one of his YouTubers.
His name is JxmyHighroller. If people in the NBA, YouTube NBA community, y'all know who that is. We just reacting to his 5 takes. He had like 5 hot takes. Really 4, because the last one's not really a hot take, but
yeah. So
she got 1 million views already.
So we gonna react to those hot takes, and then this gonna be a pretty short pod, but you know,
yeah,
we're
actually making great time right now.
That's a fact. I'm about to play the video and
we might be able to bang this out.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
I almost don't even want to say it out loud, but I'm going to. Tim Duncan has become overrated. Now, before you bring out the torches, hear me out. When Tim Duncan was playing, there were maybe a few seasons throughout his 19-year career where he was considered the best player in the world. No one ever thought he was better than Shaq in his prime. Many fans at the time argued that KG had a higher peak than him, although I would disagree with this. And in the moment, for a good decade or so, you would be in the minority if you thought Tim Duncan was a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant. By the time Duncan retired, he was very underrated. Most fans had him somewhere around 15, maybe just outside the top 10 greatest players of all time. But miraculously, over the past 5 years or so, Timmy has creeped from 15th to 13th to top 10 to where he probably should be, somewhere around 7, to now all the way within people's top 5, even top 3.
All right, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and that's what I was supposing. That's what I was saying, because I'm like, when I saw
who
this.
The fuck put Tim
so
Duncan
I saw this
3?
already, they didn't. But I'm just thinking, in the circles that I have, and even people that I see online, I ain't never heard anyone put.
I've never heard anybody
Tim Duncan put top 5, top 10, yes.
Except maybe Skip Bayless goofy ass. I've never seen that.
Talk about him on this channel. Top 5, no. Top 10, yes. I've never heard anyone put Tim Duncan top 3.
Now I feel like I know where they're going with this. Now, in terms of if you're comparing with just the eye test, I think impact is something that's like undeniable. I think Tim Duncan would still be great in this era. But I feel like when people are saying that he's a little bit overrated, when you're looking at the evolution of big men, it's a little bit different. Like you see people who, granted, he could stretch the floor, hit mid ranges, but now it's like with the game changing.
They about to say hit niggas.
You know what? Like when now it's with the evolution of the game, you can kind of see how the game is changing. You can see bigs who hitting threes like Joel Embiid, and granted, he's a power forward, but in today's game, I think he would be like a center.
He can play center. It's more of a power forward. Kind of like AD. He could play center, but AD's more.
Exactly. But AD can stretch the floor a little bit more. And you don't really see Tim Duncan shooting threes like that. Like Anthony Davis, he doesn't as much anymore, but he's more, I feel like he's more well-versed from the perimeter. And because he was a point guard in high school.
Yeah.
Or Anthony Davis was a point, No, I'm talking about, what's his name? AD was a point guard.
Oh, my fault. I thought you were talking about Tim.
Oh, no. Yeah, AD was a point guard in high school. until he had a growth spurt. So I feel like with the evolution of big men, I feel like that like his impact is undeniable, but in terms of just skill, I could see why people would say that. But you know,
small community of Tim Duncan advocates pushing this propaganda. I'm seeing Duncan floating anywhere from top 5 to top 3 all time for a lot of fans these days.
I don't know where people seeing this at.
He may just be the greatest basketball player of all time.
All right.
Guys, Tim Duncan was incredible. The best power forward of all
Why you
time.
blocking the names, son?
He is not one of the 5 greatest players ever.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. He's not the top 5 greatest.
No.
Top 10, not top 5.
Yeah.
Newer fans of the NBA are looking at his accolades and accomplishments and comparing them side by side to other greats and saying, wow, this guy really did a lot and his resume is better than just about anyone ever. But if you watched Duncan's career unfold in real time, you would have felt the impact he had on the league and on the Spurs, but you would have also felt the massive role that the Spurs system and Popovich's coaching excellence played on Duncan. He was unbelievably consistent. He was a defensive juggernaut. He was a leader.
To this logic that he has, I think every great player has benefited from a great system. Jordan, Bron, Kareem.
Who?
Jordan, Bron,
Who?
Kareem. What you mean, bro?
What great system? Except Miami was the only good system.
No, I'm talking about in terms of being. I think every player has a great
a great foundation.
Yeah, bro. Every player, every great player has benefited from a system, bro. From a great system. You can't deny that, bro. Every player, Curry, Bron.
I think Curry and Jordan are probably the 2 biggest examples.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
And Tim Duncan, because Tim Duncan had pop.
That's what I'm saying. He had a good roster around him. So just want to say that real quick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Also, the beneficiary of the most competent organization in the league that prioritized team ball and continuity. From Hall of Fame teammates he played with for the majority of his career to all-time greats that played big roles in helping the Spurs win championships, Duncan was always surrounded by winning culture and winning teammates. This is by no means a knock on him. In fact, he was a big reason why the Spurs were so cohesive. But only in retrospect would you look at his laundry list of accomplishments and neglect all of the details that came with it. For many years, the Spurs as a team and organization were seen as this staple of excellence more than Tim Duncan was as an individual. It wasn't Duncan and the Spurs. It was just the Spurs. They were one and the same, not this pretty good team with a fantastic...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, watching the Spurs is kind of like, you never know who's gonna kill you on a nightly basis. And most of the time it was a group effort. Like, you didn't see too many shouldering...
Yeah. Like, before the Warriors, like, Spurs was like team basketball. Like, there was never one... Obviously, like Tim Duncan was, the best player, but it was at most point of the career. It was never like that one guy.
You seen it because people outside of Tim Duncan won Finals MVPs during the Spurs runs.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't really see that with too many. You saw it with Curry because whatever Andre Iguodala was guarding LeBron, so they gave it to him. Or you saw it with that shit just left my head. There was another one. You saw it with the Spurs. Damn, when they come back to me, I'll get to it. But there hasn't been that many teams. Like Curry always gets the MVP, Finals MVP. Outside of that situation, LeBron always gets Finals MVP. Mm-hmm. Like most of the time, it's the best player on the best team. But just for the system, it just goes to show like the Spurs.
Team basketball, like you said,
that's why they wanted.
Everybody was putting in pain.
That should stop with Wemby though. I'm not gonna lie. That nigga getting MVP for everything when it comes to the finals, it's impossible.
Fantastically great player on it. But if you just look at his resume, you wouldn't know that. You could argue Duncan had maybe a top 3 career in NBA history, but as a player, he's just not on the same tier as Jordan or LeBron or Kareem.
That's a fact.
Yeah, he's not.
After he retired, he has slowly crept past Shaq and Bird and Russell and even Magic for some people.
I'm not putting that nigga over Shaq.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not putting him over Shaq.
He is not a top 5 player in
these rankings are crazy. I see Tim Duncan over Kobe. I see Duncan over Shaq. This is crazy, bro.
I'll probably put him over Larry Bird by a tiny bit, just for the success.
Well, I'll put him over Bird and Curry. That's it.
Put him over Curry?
I'm talking about top 10 all time. Watch our like first 2 videos. You'll see my top 10 list.
I never thought about it. If you're going based off accolades with everything, and not just doing like who's a better basketball player, I could see that. So I'm not mad at it.
You know who I got him over.
I'm not mad at that at all. But yeah, I figure he's like towards the bottom of the top 10. Like there's not
still top 10, not top 5 though.
Nah, I think Hakeem is more skilled than him, but
that's 10 is still good.
But greatest, I'm putting Tim Duncan over Hakeem. But
for some people, Duncan is one of my all-time favorite players, but he is not a top 5 player in NBA history. And it's odd to see a player who was so underrated for so many years become slightly overrated today. Now, I'd like to think of myself as sort of a board member, an executive.
When I saw this tape,
the ads don't save it.
Yeah, we ain't got that money yet. When we get that YouTube money coming in, We ain't gonna have no ads. You
gotta
feel me?
do- all you gotta do is subscribe.
All you gotta do is subscribe. We ain't gonna have no ads. You feel me?
Like I said, YouTube Premium.
Sentences quicker. All the different things.
And YouTube is crazy, but you can't even skip
But
ads
LeBron
now, bro.
has sabotaged many good situations throughout his time in the NBA.
Fuck
and
that.
his career as a whole has suffered.
Let
because
him
of it. We all know that LeBron has been
finish
held
and
back
then give
by
your
some
thoughts.
Bad front offices, selfish teammates, terrible roster constructions. But what doesn't get talked about enough is how he has gone out of his way to try to make good situations better and has inadvertently ended up just ruining things for himself in the process. Like in 2014, when he decided to sign with the Cavs instead of staying with the Heat. Why did he do that? Well, we all know why. The Heat were getting old, Wade was past his prime, and the Cavaliers had the cap space and a budding young star in Kyrie Irving to help reel Bron back to Cleveland.
So what the fuck was he supposed to do? He just said Dwayne Wade was getting old. That nigga's knees was falling off the bone.
Let him finish.
No, but do they expect him? I understand his take. Do they expect him to stay there and wait for them to find another free agent?
No, he doesn't have to stay. I mean,
So
he
they're
leaves-
saying he's the story in a bad situation, but if you can't go get another nigga,
Yeah, I would have left too.
the fuck up out of here. And then Cleveland is just a whole nother animal. Like Kyrie wanted to get the fuck out of there before LeBron did.
This decision eventually led to a championship, but what if he just stayed with the Heat? With Pat Riley and Spoelstra, where there's culture and accountability. I imagine his career would have played out even better.
That's the part I
considering where the Heat are today.
That's the
Or
part I
will.
agree on. I do think
You think LeBron and Jimmy Butler and Bam?
I said
No, I'm saying that's what they put on the screen.
No, that's what he's saying. But I'm agreeing on the part where he says I think that his career would have been different. I think people would have looked at him a little differently if he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna stay here, try to build something here."
You think he would have had a better?
I think he probably would have had a better
more
career.
rings. You think he would have had more?
I think
rings?
if he just would have stayed there and just like, all right, fuck it, let me build something. Just let me build something.
But you have to remember there was motivation.
I'm not saying I know Dwayne Wade was getting old. I
No,
know that.
not even just that. There was motivation behind him going back to Cleveland. He wanted to finish something, and he saw potential.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I'm just agreeing on the fact that I think if he would have stayed, tried to build something, don't try to go out for stars or don't try to just go to another team. Try to build something. Just try and see where it goes.
Hey,
And if that don't work out, then
Then leave. Fine.
I mean, but but you saw Kyrie coming up, so it's like it was perfect opportunity.
True.
And I think before, like obviously before he just got up and left Miami, I'm sure he tried to explore his options and stay in Miami.
But I think he probably should have tried to stay because really they
How you
did
know
it
he
4
didn't?
years. They
I'm
won
just
2.
asking.
Huh?
How you know he didn't?
What?
How do you know he didn't try to stay?
yeah.
I mean, I've seen reports and stuff like him between because he didn't get along with Eric Spoelstra. He wanted Eric Spoelstra fired, and what's his
real?
name? Yeah, he wanted him fired, and the Godfather Pat Riley was like, no. When Ron got there, it was just like he tried to do his own thing, try to get his way. Pat Riley wasn't having that shit.
Yeah, nah, Pat Riley
not having that shit, bro.
Pat
'Cause
Riley don't
he
give a
wanted
fuck.
him fired after they lost in 2011. You can find reports of this.
I can see that because he was an early coach, but Pat Riley stuck it through it.
Yeah,
and-
Pat Riley said, nah, nigga, you don't run this shit.
I do. Word.
But let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue.
Cavs went to back-to-back finals in 2016 and 2017, but since LeBron didn't feel they had enough to win it all, he orchestrated an entire implosion of their roster, which ended up being vastly worse, and then just left them again once things were beyond repair. Or most recently,
Wait, LeBron didn't do that shit, nigga. Wasn't it after Kyrie wanted to leave?
Yeah, and this
So-
part, like I'm saying, like yeah, Kyrie left, right? That's not really on LeBron's fault.
So if Kyrie leave, you want him to stick with them same niggas? When
Are you talking to me or him?
this fucker?
Oh, okay.
Because bro, what do you expect him to do? Like just sit there with the same team, no Kyrie, and it's like you need other people who can create shots. Like that's you
Yeah.
can't have LeBron. So bro, he didn't. Bro, that roster needed to be imploded. You know what I'm saying? Once Kyrie's gone, the roster didn't change that much from 16 to 17. Changed
Nah,
it up
it
from
did.
17 to 18. When Kyrie left.
That's in my opinion, that 16-17 roster was the best Cavs roster. That 17-18 roster.
No, exactly. From
worse.
from 15 to 17 didn't change that much. From 17 to 18, that's when it changed when Kyrie left.
Oh,
Yeah, because they tried to add Dwayne Wade, Rodney Hood, Derrick Rose.
that wasn't it.
Yeah.
won a championship in 2020, and instead of reloading with the same roster, the Lakers returned with a whole new team.
Yeah, this one
just
I still don't
seasons
agree with this
later.
one, bro.
These decisions do not happen.
I still
without
think that-
LeBron's okay.
Okay, they don't have him without LeBron's okay, but the thing is though,
But let you go ahead.
how about this? Count the old niggas. JaVale, you needed Kuzma to trade him for some type of picks to get anything back. Dwight, Rondo, Danny Green.
I'll be honest. I think they should have kept this roster. They won with this roster.
I understand, but the fact that you need to, if you're trying to maximize, Dudley, even though that nigga barely played, you have 4 old niggas with LeBron that's getting older, AD who can't stay healthy. I don't see how it's bad that they try to get younger.
I mean, honest, I would have kept this roster. I would have ran it back another year, and if it didn't work, fine.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to LeBron's career, I feel like he don't even try. It's like once he
sees
something,
and that's the point I'm trying to make.
He's out of there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't like.
I'm just saying.
And that's what I was saying. I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. If he would have stayed in Miami, I think people wouldn't look at him like, yo, he always cut 10 and run. You feel me? Because that's how other people say it. They're like, yo, this nigga, he always, something don't go his way, he out of there. You feel me?
Or so just something
like here
just goes left. Yeah.
Cleveland, I understand. Got to get out of there. Miami, I think he could have stayed. This, I think he should have just, because let's be honest here, like you said, that does not happen without his approval, bro. Let's be real. Like, LeBron has a say.
Yeah, LeBron has a say in that.
No, but you got to think how many people left. I think Dwight.
That was the whole roster.
No, I understand the whole roster. Yeah, damn, what the fuck?
That was the whole roster, bro. You supposed to know this, bro.
No, I'm looking at the X's now, but I'm not counting the old. Like, come on, don't count that nigga in the corner. Don't count Dudley. Don't count fucking Antetokounmpo, bro. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Antetokounmpo, bro.
Don't count them 3 niggas. Don't count the nigga in what's this nigga's name? Cook. Don't count Cook. Don't count Markieff Morris, because these niggas on the outside looking in already.
True.
Them niggas like either didn't play or they was getting old.
But I'm just saying, like, the roster they had,
Rondo, same thing. So it's like
should have kept that and ran it back.
That's 6, 7 heads. The ones they should have kept was KCP, Caruso.
Yeah.
Kuzma.
Was good for them.
I ain't gonna lie, they should have kept Dwight Howard and McGee, bro. That way AD could play the 4.
But they was old, bro. They were just old, and the game was changing.
Well, you don't need them to score. You just need AD at the 4, bro. AD is true.
But in this NBA, I feel like you need a stretch 5, a nigga that could go and knock down threes. Like, the league was just getting to a point where all these people could shoot. Who?
AD.
No, but a stretch 5. Because AD was playing the 4, you need a big who can shoot, or else you're gonna start getting exposed. And then the problem was that because we lost Danny Green, we lost Quinn Cook, we lost KCP. You got to surround yourself with shooting. So it's like we had Danny Green, LeBron, AD, who was shooting better from 3. You had more snipers. Right. So you can get away with having a 5 that can't shoot. But when you go and you get rid of those
shooters,
you have to get rid of those bigs to try and compensate. That's why we have Christian Wood right now.
I just don't think he should have done that. I don't think he should have approved that.
We
disagree.
In his career, he has been so quick to want more, want something better, and he can't wait around for it to happen organically, so he tries to force these things to happen.
The nigga's
when
old.
It doesn't work out, which it hasn't worked out a lot. The organization, the coaching staff, and even his own teammates end up taking the fall. As great as he is, LeBron has tried to play GM way too often in his career.
Each his own.
And when he can't, or he's out of options, he just moves on to the next new shiny thing. If he just stayed with the Heat, or stayed with the Cavs, or allowed rosters to build chemistry.
That's what I mean. Building chemistry, bro. Not gonna build chemistry naturally, it'd be better, bro.
Staying with the Cavs was not an option.
Fine. But he
first or second time, because nobody was coming to Cleveland. Paul George was the closest one.
But like, I think the Heat, if he just would have, like I said, build some chemistry, build a solid roster. Obviously, they're gonna build around him. They just build around him, or even LA as well. Just build some chemistry, because let's be honest, that team was only there for a year, and then they traded them. It's like, you're not building no chemistry, bro.
But half these niggas retired though. You gotta remember that,
bro. No, hold on. The point I don't care about that. The point I'm trying to make,
I think towards ACL.
Bro,
that nigga was.
I understand, but the point I'm trying to make is build chemistry. Chemistry gonna take you in longer in the playoffs. No matter who's better, who's not, chemistry gonna take you into the playoffs, bro. You play more games together, you have a rhythm, everyone knows their role. That's gonna work.
We gotta get used to other players.
Yeah.
Over and over. It's like,
I'm not saying he should have stayed for every team. I'm just saying some of them he should have like.
He left for the Cavs though.
But he left. LA thing, I don't understand. He should have stayed.
Young players to develop naturally over time. I think his career and the perception of it would probably be better right now. LeBron has willed his way to some of the greatest feats the sport has ever seen, but he has also sabotaged a lot of good things along the way. Now, here's a hot take for you, and I don't care if I'm wrong. The corner 3 is not the easiest 3-point shot. For years, everyone has said the corner 3.
Yeah, you put the visual back up.
The corner 3. What do you think? You think the corner three is the easiest?
Oh, let me finish this take first and then we react to it. Just get this shit back up.
In the NBA, sure, the corner three is shorter than on the wing or at the top of the key, but if you play ball, you know this shot is as scuffed as it gets. When you're looking at the hoop straight on, you just have a wider margin of error. You can shoot long and bank it in. You have a better perception of depth since you're looking at the backboard. It may just be psychological, but whatever it is, you cannot convince me that this shot is easier than this shot.
Yeah.
As a hooper, I'm not gonna lie. Inch, what is it? Inch difference? Inch is not making that much of a difference when it comes to shooting. As a hooper, you get what I'm saying? Like the adjustment, of course, it's a little bit different. And I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to somebody, like I tend to put my elbow out when I shoot a little bit. With the corner three, I always tend to straighten it just because I know it's like.
Yeah.
So mentally, it's a little bit better for me. But it's crazy because the same spot that LeBron be shooting from the left, fuck you, that's my best spot on the court. The left side of the wing. Not that I shoot like the nigga. No. I'm saying that. Because I put my elbow out. That's why the left side is easier for me. From the right side, it's always a little bit.
The wing.
Yeah, the left wing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the wing is better because you can hit the backboard. Yeah. You can hit like different spots.
But the right wing was never my strong suit. The middle. And the left wing were always my strong suit when it comes to shooting threes.
So
you don't see today, nigga.
Yeah, I think the corner three is harder.
I don't think it's harder or easier, but it comes down to how you shoot and your mechanics.
I might be I say a little harder because it's like if it's not, you can't hit the backboard or nothing.
To be honest, like
so it's either air ball or you hit the rim.
Because when you shoot it from the corner, it's like I'm speaking for me personally. Like I'm be honest, all I see is just the rim. I don't see there's no backboard.
Yeah, so
like you're literally just standing there.
I don't try to use the backboard, but
you just see the rim.
Yeah.
So it's either you make it or you don't. Like I know that sounds crazy because that's how basketball works, but it's like either you hit the rim or you don't. If you like you said, if you from the wing, you hit the backboard. Nigga, if you hit the corner, it's either you hit the rim or you pull an Armand Shumpert and hit the fucking.
When you shoot from the corner, it's pretty much swish or not. That's what I'm saying. Unless you get very lucky, there's been times
Kawhi bounce.
No, or like
bounce.
If you put your elbow out a little bit, sometimes the ball will go this way. Like let's say you're shooting that way. I've had times
air ball.
I had a time when I hit it off the backboard just by accidentally lifting my arm out this way because like, let's say I'm on this side of the court and I'm shooting this way. Yeah. It goes this way. It could graze the backboard and goes in, but that's rare. Yeah, it's
very rare.
So, but that's accidental. Like, nobody does that shit on purpose. But
according to NBA.com, this season, the league as a whole is shooting 39% from corner threes, whereas above the break, teams are shooting 36.1% on average. Now, that's a substantial difference in efficiency from these two different shooting zones, and it would lead you to believe the corner three is easier. But I think shooting percentage is higher on corner threes than threes above the break for two reasons. One, the best shooters in the league, the guys who are on NBA rosters to drill a few threes a game, usually spend the most time in the corner.
That's a fact.
And since most players who set up shop in the corner are sharpshooters, the overall efficiency from corner threes is boosted compared to on the wing or at the top of the key. And reason number two, a lot of threes taken above the break are pulled up off of dribbles. Players flying off of screens trying to square up and get a good shot off.
That's
and
a
many
fact.
times,
There's not much
players
dribbling
attempting these kinds of threes are the best player on their team, but not the best shooters.
That shit pissed me off.
On the other hand, corner threes
yo, get your ass, bro.
Exclusively set shots coming off of passes to a wide open man. The very nature of offenses in the NBA makes these corner threes easier than any other threes because plays are often drawn up to get open looks from the best shooters in the world shooting set shots.
I agree to this. Like the sharpshooters are always in the corner because just like the Warriors, Clay's always on the left wing or the left corner all the time.
Yeah.
So I agree to that. Always the sharpshooters are always on the corners.
The only sharpshooter that I can remember that wasn't really always on the corner, he used to come off of curls a lot, was Kyle Korver with LeBron. Kyle Korver used to fucking run around like kind of you see how Steph does it, runs around, gets on the wing. Steph Curry doesn't do too much corner shooting, but
you know who else is a good shooter?
Who?
My nigga JJ
Redick. Yep.
Yeah.
Kyle Korver used to come off of Kyle Korver was fucking automatic. That nigga sleep on that nigga.
Yeah, until you got into the finals.
Nah, Korver was alright in the fight. He was alright.
You was watching just like I was. Fucking
there's been times he fucked up, but I'm not gonna put it on the nigga say he a choke. But
that nigga dog.
With no one contesting. Corner threes, especially those real deep ones where you feel like you're behind the backboard, are not easier than any other three-pointer. Now, I know I'm going to catch some flack for this next take, and that's okay. Because in a redraft of every player in NBA history just after their rookie season, I would pick Victor Wembanyama first overall.
Bro, what the fuck?
You might say that...
Yo,
That's why I wanted to pick this video so y'all can react to it.
Wait, hold on.
Why is history? Why ain't going so deep?
Nah. After the first season, okay. I think in terms of process, after the first season, how would you do it? This will be the last one we react to. I don't think we even got to watch the rest of it.
I'll tell you the last hot take he had. His last hot take was that the 2017 Warriors is the best team in history.
It's not really a hot take.
Exactly.
It's not a hot take at all. So
right,
fuck that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my three, in no order, I'll put it in order after, is Bron, MJ, and Vic. Those are my top 3 picks if I was to pick.
First, like, rookie season?
Yeah.
Me? No, not in order. Jordan, Bron, Luka.
You take Luka over Wemby? And after the first season?
Go look at Luka first season.
Compared to Wemby?
Why not D Rose?
D Rose's first season.
Shit.
D Rose first season. Did he win MVP his first season?
No, it wasn't his first season.
He won rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
He was the youngest MVP, but he didn't win.
I don't know his numbers from the top of my head, but I did look at when I watched it. I looked at Luka's numbers first year.
Because remember, you have to look based off of how many. Like what you see in their first year from durability.
Jordan and Bron were crazy.
Victor's definitely top 3. Jordan had a crazy first year. Bron had a crazy first year. Vic had a crazy first year. So, me personally, I'm still gonna take Bron.
That's a valid take. Voice crack. That's a valid take.
I'm still gonna take Bron.
Like Bron first year was
insane.
And that's straight out of high school.
And that was out of high school. Like, he was 18. Same thing with this nigga. Michael Jordan was 22, so it's like 21, 22.
He's 20. Well,
he's 18. Isn't Vic 18?
No, he's 19 going on 20, bro.
Yeah, I think.
All right, but he's not 20. He's not 20 though.
Not yet.
He's not 20.
He's about to be though, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, me personally, I'm taking Bron number 1. It's tough. Jordan averaged, what was it, 30 his first year? It's tough putting
like 28, 30 around there.
It's tough to put Wemby over him, but if I'm just looking over raw talent, I'm taking Bron 1 and then Wemby 2, just because he's a fucking freak of nature. But what's yours? Try to put it in order.
Try to put it in order? Oh, for me, I mean, don't get me wrong. Wemby is. I might.
But you already said Luka, so
yeah. But I might, because like I said, I saw this already.
Defensively, bro,
I might look at Wemby, and be like, okay, I might take him over Luka. So yeah, I'll probably put him out 3rd. But right. Jordan Bron are first year. Nah, I'm taking him too. I'm sorry.
All right. So what's your first? Who goes number 1?
Jordan, then Bron, and then Wemby.
Yours?
Literally the same thing.
Jordan, Bron, Wemby.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that Wemby's even in that type of conversation already. Because
you're gonna be elite, bro.
My man just dropped 40 the other day.
40 to 20 threw that game ball. Threw that game ball in the air.
That hurts.
He said, "Fuck y'all niggas."
Word.
So
had
60.
But
still
yeah.
Smack that nigga.
So I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's time to hoop because this nigga said he's outside. But
let him finish his take.
Let's
take. And then we end it.
This is just recency bias. You may think I'm crazy, and you're probably right. But Wemby would be my first pick. His progression, his poise, his confidence, his skill set, his potential. If you lined up every great player since the inception of the NBA, and if we're just going off of what we've seen from them in their rookie season, I would pick the kid in San Antonio. Now, my answer may be different if I were to pick anyone before they played in an NBA game. Maybe it's LeBron or Kareem. But based on what we know so far, give me the 7'4" alien. Wemby can do everything on the court. He's got the offensive skills, the defensive ability, and willingness. From what has been said about him, he is like a sponge with information. He's learning exceptionally fast on the court. And I think what's just as impressive as his physical tools, the kid is not afraid of the moment. He isn't timid, he can talk trash and take it too. He's got heart, and you can tell he really loves the game. Now, I think some players who are up there with him for the first overall pick in a redraft post-rookie season might be Shaq, Kareem, MJ. Duncan was incredible as a rookie, maybe Hakeem. Overall, their numbers are about equally as impressive. But the thing that stands out about Victor is that he's doing this at 19, 20 years old.
Which is crazy, bro.
Restriction. He's already an elite two-way player, possibly even the best defensive player in the
That's why you said
entire
defensive.
league.
That's like I probably take Wemby because he's a two-way.
In an era where he is allowed to develop a well-rounded offensive game from the post all the way out to the perimeter, something that Shaq, Hakeem, and Kareem never had. The improvements he's made from his first game this season to now are already
That's a fact.
so massive that his progress alone
Go ahead, you got
really
something to
makes
say?
him stand
Hold
out
on.
even amongst the greatest rookies ever.
Like when he first started, obviously he had a game shaky. Sometimes he dropped 20 points, sometimes he dropped 10 points, sometimes he dropped 30, the next game 12. But seeing him turn in that first year, from the first half to second half of the season, seeing how he got adjusted quickly to being in the NBA, it's just crazy. The only thing is he got some hating ass fucking teammates. Them niggas need to hop that nigga to fucking rock. That nigga would average 30 if they gave him the ball. In all honesty, bro.
He's still on minutes restriction.
Still?
I believe so.
I thought it went up.
No, I think he's still on minutes restriction.
I ain't gonna lie.
But even so, if he's doing that on minutes restriction, like you said in the previous episode, imagine what he do with 30 minutes a game.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if it's a hot take, but definitely like 5-10 years, depending on how long he plays in the NBA, he's definitely gonna be top 5 centers all time.
Yeah, so let me ask you a
That's
question.
a hot take right there. I ain't gonna lie.
No, over time, not now.
No, yeah.
Like definitely over time, he definitely gotta be at least top 5 or top 10 centers.
I'm gonna close
Not
the video.
players,
I'm gonna close the video out. But what do you guys? How long do you think it will take? This will be the last thing. How long do you think it'll take Wemby to get his first ring?
His first ring.
His first ring. That's if he's still in San Antonio. Because if he's still in San Antonio with that roster, he ain't getting shit.
I mean, they're gonna have to upgrade the roster. They know, and people are gonna want to play with Wemby. I think Trae Young might want to play with him, or he might have to leave. But
if he leaves,
I don't see him leaving Pop though. I'm not gonna lie.
Probably old, but he's still a great coach. But he old. Top 5 coach, but he old.
If he leaves,
He's my GOAT coach. Fuck Phil Jackson, nigga.
Yeah. Now, if he leaves, I say 5 years, and somewhere in between 5 years. But if he stays, I don't even know. Well, definitely longer than 5 years. Unless they like redo that whole roster and work around.
I mean,
him.
they still don't get a good draft pick this year. They might try to use that for some compensation to pay him with another star. But I think it's better because he's ready already. I'm not gonna lie.
I think is how many stars in the league now are gonna want to play in San Antonio, even though he's there. You know what I mean?
Trae Young said he would.
But I don't think that'd be enough to win a championship.
Nah, not yet. But then you put pieces around them.
You got
Hey, listen, role players, y'all don't got no fucking choice where y'all want to go. Y'all go where niggas want.
True, but that's if they're good role players. There's bad role players and there's good role players. Like, you feel me? Like a J.R. Smith, fucking KCP. Like, those are good role players. But like, when it comes to Wemby, I don't see him winning in San Antonio because like it's just like low market. You know, people not really watching.
I mean, if you keep it a buck, there's only like 4 or 5 big market teams. So if you can't make it on one of them rosters, you'll go where your best chance is to win.
That's what I'm saying. Like 5 years, you gotta see what his contract looking like.
Yeah.
You know, if he maybe he'll be a free agent in that time. He's like, yo, I don't want to be here anymore. We're not winning.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm 7'4". I'm an alien. Somebody gonna want to. If Wemby was on the market, somebody gonna want him.
And that's a fact. But I don't know. That's pretty much it, guys. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to like kind of record quick because technical difficulties and shit like that. But the next video gonna be crazy. Also, around playoff time, we will be like recording like soon, like everyday type shit.
Yeah.
So either the next one or the week after, we're gonna make our playoff brackets. Once we get to like 2-3 games left in the season, we're gonna make what things are pretty much set
like
in stone.
8 left now? 8, 7?
Maybe we should record a podcast the day the season's over, and then try to post our next video 2 days after, so we can make our playoff brackets. Y'all will see who we have winning each round, and then we could do that. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see y'all next week.
Also, subscribe.
That's a fact.
Subscribe. Go
Like,
to the Instagram. Like
follow
the
us on
Instagram.
TikTok.
Follow us on TikTok. Go to the YouTube and subscribe to that. All right?
That's a fact.
Stop looking at me and subscribe to the channel, bro.
All right, y'all, let's get it. That's it. I'll see y'all next week.
Later, y'all.
Later.